And this is the race for the medals. So these 6 athletes will be bidding to be on the podium come victory ceremony time. Two Chinese athletes. And one from Brazil, Canada, Australia, and Germany, all in action. And their fans from around the world here loving the performances of their athletes and all the athletes. Quite exceptional. This track has proven to be lightning fast. We saw records, we've seen world records set every single day of competition, and they might not fall in the finals. Often they've come in the qualifying. Finals is all about the finishing position, whilst qualifying is all about time. Well, Tokyo hosted a wonderful Paralympic Games. Sadly, through no fault of anyone other than the COVID pandemic, we didn't have the vibrant atmosphere as a result of the pandemic's issues, but here we certainly have made up for it in a wonderful manner. Rio de Janeiro 2016 Paralympic Games. Well, Brazil have arrived at these games with, well, every game since then, ever increasingly bigger teams. And this year, 255 athletes in 20 sports representing Brazil, looking for an increase on their medal haul of 13 in Paralympic sport. Never yet won a Paralympic medal in Brazil, but they have hopes here in this first event of the afternoon for Sabrina Custodia da Silva. Well, Jaco van Gaas goes later today. Great support for the South African-born Great Britain athlete. He will have his work cut out today in the 1,000-meter time trial. It's not his discipline. He won a gold medal yesterday in the the individual pursuit, but he's got support here, as has Sabrina Custodia da Silva. First athlete onto the track in our finals session here at Saint-Quentin-en-Yvelines. A C2 athlete now. These athletes competing in C1 to 3. C1 athletes have the severest impairments. And C3, the least impaired of this group of athletes. C2 are in the middle of those. So they have factored times that have taken into account in order to allow them to compete on level terms. And Sabrina Custodia da Silva is the first rider on the track. First on track in the women's C1 to 3 500-meter time trial, 2 laps of the track. It is the final. Sabrina Custodia da Silva of Brazil, a C2 athlete with a factor percentage of 94.5.
Well, she's gone out hard. It's only 2 laps, but it's a grueling 2 laps. The amount of power you need to put through those pedals. She hears the bell. A huge chain wing there for the Brazilian. She qualified in 6th position. What can she do in the final here? Can she better her time of 39.345? Quarter of a lap to go.
And Para champion from last year on her debut at the Paralympics. She's into the final and she clocks the time of 39.197. First on the track, always difficult. Set the time, but she's done her very best. You can do nothing more than that and go out there and empty the tank. And 32-year-old Sabrina Custodia da Silva, a dog trainer. Reid, two-time silver medalist in this very discipline at the World Championships, where she'll race only against C2 athletes. But her factor time, 39.197.
A big improvement on her qualifying time, 0.2 of a second quicker, over 500 meters, 2 laps of the track. You see the replay there, that it all went quite smoothly into plan. She's using all of her upper body as well to get power through those pedals. Losing a little bit of aerodynamics, but if that's what she needs to do to apply the power through the pedals, that's the fastest. And she has to be happy with bettering her time of the qualifying, because it is very hard for athletes to back up in just a couple of hours for a second ride. So 39.197.
Well, I think getting to the final in your first Paralympic Games, you can see the excitement and the enjoyment there. Absolutely delighted.
Yeah, it's a super happy Sabrina as she rolls down the ramp after the final of the C1 to 3 500-meter time trial, celebrating her achievement here at the Paralympic Games in Paris.
Well, preparing for her effort now. This is a very big moment for China's Wang Xiaomei. Gold in the individual pursuit over 3 kilometers. This is a very different effort. It's short, sharp blasting, 2 laps at flat out speed. So, 5th in the time trial in Tokyo. Well, she'll want to improve on that if she can, put herself in the picture for the medals.
Yeah, absolutely. Her factor time was 2.5 seconds slower than the winner, the Australian Amanda Reid. However, her all-round actual time was pretty impressive. She will definitely be hoping to take a medal in this event. Qualifying 5th, let's see what she can do in the final. Pre-race rituals. Just get psyched and revved up. Put all the faith in her mechanics to tighten those straps and ensure they are fixed in.
Wang Xiaomei from China, the 24-year-old in the C3 classification, is on track now, the second rider in the finals of the 1 to 3 500-meter time trial, trying to set a time that'll put her in the picture for a potential medal. One of 284 Chinese athletes at these Paralympic Games, the most successful nation in the history of the Paralympics. The bell, she's looking to beat the time at 39.197 factored time, and she's down a little bit on Custodia de Silva's time. She's got to bring this back very, very strong indeed. Can Wang Xiaomei off the bend now? She's got to put everything on the line here for the drive to the line, and she will be. 46 kilometers an hour and a time of 39.058 for the individual pursuit gold medalist over 3,000 meters. This, well, a very different discipline.
What an impressive comeback in the last quarter of a lap, because with half a lap she was still down on the impressive time of Custodia, and she was able to bring it back in that last quarter of a lap. So it's a 2-lap race, 500-meter time trial, huge gear. And that's why we saw it took her a lap and a half to get it wound up, and then she came home to put herself at the top of the leaderboard at the moment. 4 riders left to compete in this final of the 500-meter time trial.
Yeah, they're ranked according to their affected qualifying times. The fastest riders will go, or the fastest rider will go last. That's the defending champion Amanda Reid. So by rights, it would be take an extraordinary effort by any of these first three riders to get in amongst the medals, but don't discount that happening. It can and has happened many, many times. The rider produces their best in the final when everything's on the line. Some are able to dig so deep and bring out their very best. Wang Xiaomei did that, whether 39.058 will be enough as effective time for a medal, or remains to be seen. Well, Mel Pemble of Canada, the 24-year-old, in her first Summer Paralympic Games, having competed at Pyeongchang in the Winter Games in alpine skiing. Well, that has already won the gold medal as the best jacket in the house. A maple leaf flying high in every sense.
Mel Pemble certainly on form, having broken the world record in her actual time, even though she qualified fourth in her factored time. Her actual time was a C3 world and Paralympic record.
Well, big support for the Canadians here. They've won 3 medals already. And yet another Paralympic debutante on the track here at the paracycling. So many, which just is fantastic to see so many athletes coming in. Yes, a lot of them have come from other sports, but it says much for cycling that they are coming to the velodrome.
Face of focus. All the mechanics ensure those straps are tight. Shoe covers, aerodynamic shoe covers go over the top of the straps. A lot of power is going to be put through the pedals to get out of the gate.
Her only track event, she will be involved in the road events, will Mel Pemble in Canada. She was a silver medalist in the World Championships in the C3. On track, rider number 3 in the final of 6 in the women's C1 to 3 500-meter time trial. It's Canada's 24-year-old Mel Pemble in her first Paralympic Summer Games, having competed at the Winter Games in 2018 as an alpine skier. Can she get into the medals here?
Well, it's a strong start from the Canadian. Mel Pemble is on great form. We may see her move into the medal. She qualified fourth, but I have a feeling she's going to take a medal home from this Paralympic Games.
She's coming around now. She's heard the bell, half a lap, and she's driving it home. She broke the C3 world record in qualifying. If she does that here, she could be in with a medal. She charges across the line, and she is right in there at 38.610, top of the pile. Super ride from Mel Pemble. Smiles on the faces of the Canadians. They'll have to wait to see if that's good enough for a medal. But she looks as though she's meaning all business. She's done a great job here, Mel Pemble. 38.610.
Nearly as fast as her qualifying time. So really good backing up from Mel Pemble. And worst case scenario, she goes home with a new world and Paralympic record from this session. Here she goes. Explosive out of the gate. I think she'll be happy with this ride because not too much went wrong. She gave absolutely everything she had. And now it's a waiting game just to see, after the next rider, if she will take a medal home from the Paralympic Games. There's the support from the crowd.
Wrapped in the maple leaf. Well done, Mel Pemble. She's done all she can now in this final, and now has to watch the remaining athletes, Maike Hausberger, Qian Wangwei, and Amanda Reid. And the hopes of a medal hang on their efforts on this track. Will they be celebrating another medal today? 3 so far here at the para-track discipline.
Less than a tenth of a second separated Mel Pemble and Hausberger, who is on the track now, getting ready to start. So it could be the big fight here for the bronze medal.
Another athlete who is stepping onto a para-track velodrome to make a difference here, having competed in London and Rio in athletics. Maike Hausberger, also a triathlete. Seriously talented. 4th in the individual pursuit. She's got the full set here, just outside the medals there, and she's in the final here and within a shot of a medal in the 500 meter. 5-time road world champion as well in the Para Road World Championships.
All the best. They all train at Cottbus in Germany. That's where she bases herself. Well, she puts the faith in her mechanics now to strap her in. Strap her feet as tight as possible. You can see the red part on the fork there is the timing chip. That's where the times will come from. She crosses that same line after 2 laps. Deep breaths, focus.
Germany's Maike Hausberger is the 4th rider in the finals of the women's C1-3 500-meter time trial. And she's looking to go faster than Mel Pemble, 38.610, which should put her in the medals. And how has the German started? She is a C2 athlete, so she will have a factor time of 94.50.
She tends to come home strong, so she's down at the moment.
She's going to have to. She's outside now. This is when the business end starts for Maike Hausberger, road world champion. Can she bring it home strong here? She's still outside the medals. Pemble is holding on. She's watching anxiously now. Hausberger brings it to the line, and she's in. She finished so strongly, Maike Hausberger, and deep disappointment for Mel Pemble as Hausberger beats her by the narrowest of margins, 0.252 to go 38.358, and Germany's Maike Hausberger is assured of a medal.
Maike Hausberger has just improved on her qualifying time. She's guaranteed herself a medal. All smiles for the German rider. Maike Hausberger, what a performance. Well, she can't ask for more than that.
She really did bring it back well, because for most of that race, to be honest, she was outside of the medals.
You can see in the replay, she starts so strong, and then she has a bit of a lull in her transition when she gets into the seat. But then in the last half, and really she was still down with half a lap to go, so it's the last quarter of a lap. Last 150 meters, she takes the bronze from this disappointed Canadian rider.
Yeah, Mel Pemble. Yeah, sad. She knew it hung in the balance, Maike.
Well, she won't go home empty-handed, Mel Pemble there from Canada, because she has from today a world and Paralympic record. But it's Hausberger here who has guaranteed herself a medal in the women's 500-meter time trial event. Let's wait and see. 2 more riders to go to see what colour that medal will be.
Well, celebrations for the German. She knows she's got a medal, and well, she's got a state-of-the-art bike that has helped her get there. But that played a role. Her focus, her fortitude, her preparation, and her physical strength.
And what about the team around her? It's massive, the amount of people that have to put work. Every single sponsor of the helmet, the skin suit, the bike, the tyres, everything. There's so many people involved in making sure these riders can get the best out of themselves on the day of the Paralympics.
Well, this young lady, Qian Wangwei, was the bronze medalist in Tokyo. She's a world champion in the C1 category in Rio earlier this year. She's won that title 3 times. and she holds the world record, which she broke earlier in qualifying. So she's the only C1 athlete in these 6 here. So her factored percentage is 92.02, C2s are 94.50, C3s 100%. So those her actual time is taken into consideration, factored in to those percentages to deliver a time so that they can compete on equal footing with the other athletes in this classification. So what is in store for this 29-year-old from China?
Oh, a little bit of a wobble at the gate there. That'll cost her a little bit.
On track now, it is rider 5 in the final. Qian Wangwei broke the world record in the C1 classification in the qualifying. If she does that here, well, she could be a gold medalist, if not a silver. Well, that is going to be interesting because she's well under the time at the moment of Maike Hausberger, who sits in the bronze medal position now.
She is absolutely flying. Can she hold on in the last half a lap? Let's see. It is a blistering fast time at this point. She is absolutely smashing this.
Off the bench she comes, Qian Wangwei, and she surges for the line, and she does go fastest, 37.616 her factored time, and she is now into the gold medal position with one rider to come. Hausberger there. Well, she will hold thumbs and hope, but at least she will collect a bronze at the worst case. But this lady, a silver medal for the time being. Well, a gold for the time being, actually, because Amanda Reid is still going to ride.
Yeah, Amanda Reid, though, I mean, her factored time was over a second faster than the time of Qian of China.
And I can tell you that that time has been ratified. It's a new world record for Qian Wangwei. Her real time of 40.878. Going under her qualifying time of 40.883. So a new world record. The world records are taken on their real time for the classification. For the purposes of this race, the factored time is taken into consideration to determine the order of finishing.
Well, you can't do much more than that. She's bettered her world record of her qualifying just a couple of hours ago. What a sensational performance.
All eyes on Australia, all eyes on Amanda Reid, the defending champion here. Silver in Rio, gold in Tokyo. Another para snowboarder, won a gold at the World Championships just last year. Her aim is to qualify for the Winter Games. As well, Maike Hausberger. Well, she's smiling because she's got a medal. This is Amanda Reid. As said, she swam in London in the Paralympic Games in 2012. Looking to go to the Winter Games as well. Well, there is Qian Wangwei. 37.616 world record. And Amanda Reid steps up.
Well, she'll be feeling confident, nearly a second faster in qualifying than what she just saw from the Chinese rider. But the pressure is on, no doubt. Wearing a wristband there could indicate she's had a recent fall, or that is just to reinforce her impairment. You can see the handlebar specifically designed for that impairment. Amanda Reid of Australia, South Australian Sports Institute, comes from St. George, Sydney, Australia.
riding to defend the title she won in Tokyo at the Paralympic Games. This is Amanda Reid of Australia. C13 500-meter time trial final. She's on song. She's the world champion from last year, and she is pushing hard as she can. She's up at the moment.
She is absolutely flying. What a great solid start. Nice movement into the aero tuck position, and she'll increase her speed now.
Well, Amanda Reid now needs to bring this home to defend her title successfully. She is in position right now to do just that. Amanda Reid of Australia. Is it going to be gold once again as she crosses the line? It is 0.940 ahead of the next best rider, Wang Xiaomei of China. Australia take gold in the women's C13 500 time trial. 36.676. She is the gold medalist once again, Amanda Reid. Calm down in the Australian camp, you saw there from Shane Kelly. Well, another job very well done by Amanda Reid and the whole Australian team.
You see the replay, an explosive start from Amanda Reid. Oh, she has some of the best support from the Paralympic team in Australia, bases out of the South Australian Sports Institute. She followed her older sister into the sport. What a ride. What an incredible athlete. Household name in Australia. And she takes another gold medal at the Paralympics. And recognition there from Qian of China that she was beaten by a better rider on the day. Nothing she could do there. Xiaomei, the swan year of over 20 years in the Australian team. And Shane Perkins, the manager of the Paralympic Australian team. Amanda Reid making her way up the track to celebrate with family. What a phenomenal athlete.
Confirming the results then of the women's C1 to 3 500-meter time trial. Gold to Amanda Reid of Australia.